Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of May, 2019, and in this podcast, we are drawing to your attention why China will not dump its US dollar assets as an act of revenge in the US trade war. Let's see why not. We have in recent months produced many podcasts highlighting the trade tariff war between the United States and China and their relevant repercussions. Many pumpers and conspiracy theorists are voicing the notion that China will take the, quote, nuclear option, unquote, and dump its holdings of US Treasuries, estimated currently to be worth around $1 trillion. Their theory goes like this. China may sell its $1 trillion holdings of Treasury bonds and crash the Treasury bond market. Since the interest rate is inverse to the bond price, a crash of the price would result in rates skyrocketing, causing the US government to face spiraling costs of servicing its debt and quickly collapse into bankruptcy. That's the theory. Only last week we produced a podcast entitled US Dollar Collapse, How Soon Is It Likely to Happen? A link to which is placed in the description below, and if you haven't heard it, we strongly recommend that you do. In that podcast we highlighted the various causes which may result in the US dollar devaluing, and specifically addressed the threat of China doing what Russia has done, which is the wholesale sale of its US Treasury holdings, but pointed out why this is extremely unlikely, especially considering the impact on the bond value such a sale would cause, thereby reducing China's assets so significantly that the economic hit would prove quite devastating. However, there is another reason why such a move is also unlikely, which we did not cover, and believe is worthy of mention, and it goes like this. Businesses around the world borrow US dollars. They must earn dollar revenue to service this debt. A trade war reduces the volume of trade and can seriously deplete the profitability of any trade that survives. Therefore, it makes dollar debtors more desperate for dollars. Thus, the predictive reasons why the US dollar may still strengthen further as the trade dispute continues. Any selling currently undertaken by China of the US dollar is simply China taking the other side of the trade of those who are selling yuan to buy dollars. China does not want the yuan to collapse, so when there is heavy selling pressure, it steps up as the buyer, which means selling its dollar reserves. This is why you've seen headlines such as those which appeared recently in the Financial Times, quote, China dumps US Treasuries at fastest pace in 2 years, unquote. Again, we produced a video or podcast on this. It's not because China does not have faith in the US dollar, or is trying to punish the United States, but it needs to do this to prevent its own currency, the yuan, from collapsing. Now, you don't hear the pumpers telling you that, do you? The price of the yuan is under China's control, so long as its dollar reserves hold out. If it runs out of dollars, then the world will discover what the market value of the yuan really is, as China will not be holding these assets in order to sell to repurchase the yuan and prop up its price. Its dollar holdings, therefore, are an important reserve that it cannot afford to squander, especially as the result of a trade dispute, which in the fullness of time can be easily rectified. Almost everyone who listens to this channel is aware that the national debt of the United States at $22 trillion is practically unpayable. And so is the national debt of most major industrialized nations. The best most can hope for is not the repayment of the debt, but its servicing. And this equally applies to China. It is this debt servicing which is increasing the demand for US dollars and the de facto reason behind its strengthening. Even this morning, the dollar index stands at 98.06, again marginally up from its close on Friday. The conclusion, therefore, is unless there is a complete economic reset and/or debt jubilee, or all world currencies agreeing to a single currency, or their existing currencies being supported by, say, a gold-type standard, then they are all trapped in this system of irredeemable currencies, with the dollar as the world's reserve. This position is not going to change anytime soon, and China is not in the business of cutting off its nose to spite its face by dumping US Treasuries on the world markets. That is our view. What is yours? Do share. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.